Hi, I'm Kelly. As a life coach, I've noticed that the work I do with people isn't about their relationships or their jobs. It isn't about their kids or even how to find a way to get all the laundry done. All the work we do together centers around finding the answer to one simple question. What does it mean to live a fulfilled life? Join me as I explore this question and more in conversation with others in the Fulfilling Life interviews with me, Kelly Dahl, as your host. Hello, it's Kelly, and today I have the great honor of talking with Maezen Miller about what it means to live a fulfilling life. Maezen, I am honored, so honored and grateful to have you here talking with me today. So thank you first from deep within my heart for being here today and taking the time to talk with everybody.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. You know, all feelings are mutual.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I would first love for you to share a little bit about yourself and the writing and the work that you do to familiarize everybody with who you are.
Sure. Well, I'm a wife and a mother, and I also have a dog. You'll notice how ordinary and mundane my life is. It truly is. It's like everybody else's. I happen to have a meditation practice. I've been practicing Zen Buddhism for 20 years or so. I've ordained as a priest. I'm a teacher. And I write things. Sometimes they end up as books. And I try to write about questions like the one you brought up today. Questions that help me navigate my own life and resolve the pain and heartache and disappointment that I have. And so I've written 2 books, and I'm always working on another book. I just don't quite know when it will arrive. It's like the mail these days, or maybe Federal Express.
Always coming, but no delivery date determined yet.
Yes.
But that's the beauty of the process, right? Always.
It's all process.
Yeah.
That's right. It's all process.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I can share that I have benefited greatly by reading your writings continuously, and really, really enjoy the way you connect this very huge question of what it means to live a fulfilled life with the very ordinary, everyday tasks of laundry and dishes and all of that.
Yes.
I would love for you to share a little bit about how you think of that question, which is so big, of what does it mean to live a fulfilled life?
Yes. Well, I'll tell you, Kelly, this is really the only question. This is the only question. And it's the question that each time we come around to life on this earth, we're given this question to work with. So it's not to be dismissed. But I can't say that I have any special kind of an answer. The most important thing is the question, and inside that question you will find the secrets. So let's look at the word fulfillment. Let's really look at that word, fulfillment, and see what's in the very word, and what's in the word is full. So what does it take to feel full? Actually, we're asking ourselves this question every day, sometimes 24 hours a day, sometimes 18 hours a day when we wander to the refrigerator, or maybe we go to the market, or we do some online shopping, or we take a look around wherever we are, our own home, our own room, and we say, well, this isn't it. This isn't going to work for me. This isn't enough. So we're actually living out that question all the time. And I think that since we're still asking the question, it means for most of us, we haven't really resolved it. And I think in order to resolve it, we have to look at it in a very different way. Not in terms of what we need or what we want, what we don't have, but a different way of thinking and feeling about our lives.
It's beautiful. I love that idea that it does start with the question, and we're asking it all day long as we move through
Yes,
everything.
and sometimes all night long.
Yeah.
Sometimes we really actually have much more fruitful conversations with ourselves at night than we do during the day. So it's interesting that you bring up this question. I mean, the first time I looked at this question, what does it mean to be fulfillment? What does it mean to be fulfilled, or what does the word mean? I would have really quickly kind of said, well, nothing. I mean, it doesn't really have any inherent meaning unless your life has meaning. And if your life has meaning, then you feel it.
Mm-hmm. So what does living a fulfilled life look for you then, Maezen? What are some of the things that you do in answering that question throughout the day?
Well, in order to fill yourself with your own life, you have to be completely engaged and attentive and involved in your own life. That's all it takes. It doesn't really matter how it looks. If you are separating part of yourself out of it, standing at a distance and judging it to be not it, not enough, not good enough, not what you like, then you are not fulfilled. So you have to practice being totally present in a non-judgmental way. If you're standing on the sidelines, it's kind of like if you're standing on the sideline, if you don't step inside the restaurant, you'll never get a meal. If you push your plate aside, you won't fill your hunger. You have to immerse, engage, involve yourself completely, and then it doesn't matter what the particulars are. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, let's really be honest, the most fulfilling thing in life is not what we do for ourselves, not what we give to ourselves, not how great we think we are. It's serving others, period. You will never feel more useful. You'll never feel more happier than when you make other people happy or when you serve other people. And in our ordinary lives, we have that opportunity constantly. Constantly.
Yeah.
And you don't have to become a nun. Really. You don't have to become a saint. You just have to stop rejecting and removing yourself from your life as it appears in front of you.
So I'm curious about this idea of serving others being that source of fulfillment and happiness, and I'm curious about the connection between sort of our own fulfillment and then being able to serve others too. And I guess I'm thinking about seeing people who serve maybe with resentment and not from...
And that's not service. That's not service. Yeah. If you serve with resentment, then that's called martyrdom, or it's called having a tantrum, or having a bad day, or a poor attitude. But when you do something kind, how do you feel? And I mean purely kind and generous. How do you feel? And not only that, how does it feel to empty the dishwasher? It feels good to me. I mean, I like to do those. In other words, okay, that's good enough. How does it feel to empty the laundry basket? Well, for one brief shining moment, I feel good because I got it done. I mean, let's not make it so hard, so difficult. And you see, when you say, even if, as long as you view yourself, this kind of thing called Kelly, or maybe this thing called Karen, as being apart and separate from the entire world that you inhabit, you're not going to be getting your share. You're not going to feel as if you have enough. But once you set foot into it, I can tell you, if I make dinner and the plate's not empty when it comes back, I mean, I'm upset. I mean, I really want people to eat my food. Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, really? Yeah, you do. So that's kind of gives you a hint there. Oh my gosh, is that really enough? And there's no more than that. Where is there more than that? So this is a practice, Kelly. It's not a different way of thinking. It's not a set of things that you have to do. And so it's not how to be creative or how to accomplish or how to be productive. It's simply how to live where you are. Mm-hmm. And this is this is the central question, the only question that fuels a spiritual life. And a spiritual life is an ordinary life. And an ordinary life is a fulfilled life. So this is the question in my practice of Buddhism. The only question. Can I handle it right now? Is it enough right now? Can I take care of this right now? And you see, in that, anything is possible. Mm-hmm. There's no difference in creativity between, making banana bread and writing a book. It's all the same thing. I take the ingredients of my life, mix them together, put them in the oven, turn on the heat, and something comes out of it. But as long as we're looking for something called fulfillment, and it's what we think it means, mm-hmm. we are looking in the wrong place. And we're going to look forever. We're going to look forever, And all around you are people who love you. There are people that you share your life with who are saying, "Are you happy yet? Are you? Is this okay? Are you mad?" Honestly, and I'm just talking about myself. So,
right.
I couldn't talk this way if I didn't walk this way. And in order to walk this way, I have to practice. I have to practice mindfulness. Some people call it mindfulness or meditation or Buddhism. But all that is the practice of doing is sitting down and settling, being satisfied for the moment where you are. Mm-hmm. And then you'll open your eyes and see, oh my goodness, there's so many things that I could be doing and taking care of right now. And whether I never get any credit, whether there's never an ovation, it's going to fill me with a sense of purpose. Some days my purpose is no greater than wheeling the garbage cans to the curb.
Yeah. And that idea of being in the moment and being present to it and all that there is to do in that moment and to be in that moment, that it is just that simple.
It's that simple, but it's not an idea.
Right.
We can't approach it as an idea. Mm. It's literally like thinking that you know how to swim because you read a book about swimming, or that by understanding the cardiopulmonary system, you will then understand something about breathing. I mean, really, it is. You have to just continually, engage, involve, become your life. You have to become your life. Instead of standing on the sidelines wondering, when is something going to happen that will make me feel good? Or when am I going to become something that I consider to be worthwhile? Central to this is that, at least in my spiritual tradition, the great awakening occurs when you realize that you're going to get old and you're going to get sick and you're going to die. That's good news. But just the sense of impermanence that there is to life. Why am I wasting my life, dreaming of a fantasy destination, when what I have is no shortage of love? Really, it all comes from within. Mm-hmm. No shortage of work to do, and no shortage of good. There's no shortage of kindness. There's no shortage of generosity. All the things that make life sweet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always in abundant supply. They're within you.
Yeah.
So, use them however you care to, but use them.
Yeah. That's there's so much wisdom there, and I love that idea of just being in the moment of your life, and that simple thinking of it as the moment of your life, and that's what you have. And
right now, it's you and me. This is it. This is the whole all of our lives. All of time, since the very beginningless beginning, has led to this moment right here where you and I are looking at each other. Now tell me, is that important? it's the only thing that's important.
Right.
Yeah. Now, you asked also about obstacles to doing this.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there are lots of obstacles. It always looks like there's an obstacle to kind of prevent me from leading a life that is more purposeful, or it's just my idea of what my life is supposed to look like, gets in the way of my recognizing that my life is right here. So if I'm holding in my head an idea that, well, I'd really be happy if I had a second story to the house, or I'd really be happy if I got a call from a publisher, I'd really be happy if I could be on the Oprah show, or I'd really be happy if I'd lose 10 pounds. Whatever it is, as long as I hold that idea as some kind of benchmark, it's just delusion. As long as I hold that idea, it's going to keep me from really accepting and receiving, my own life. So the only obstacle is me.
Yeah. What I'm hearing is that idea that cleaning the kitchen is way too much work for me to handle right now. The fact that it's that idea that is getting in my way.
Yeah, because you spend more time fretting about the idea and convincing yourself and agreeing with yourself. And the languages we use is something like, I don't deserve this, or I'm better than this, or this is beneath me. And that kind of language really keeps us from, engaging completely with our life. I mean, I'm sorry, but we live on this earth. This is how life is. And, the truth is, caring for ourselves and taking responsibility for yourself is a very refined and rarefied skill. Not very many people have it. Not very many people live with dignity, no matter what their circumstances are. Really, that dignifies your life. It is no different. The ritual of cleaning your kitchen or your bathroom or making your bed is no different than the ritual of lighting incense or a candle and the Sistine Chapel. This is your chapel.
Right.
Yeah. I have heard about, there are lots and lots of books and treatises and advice on how to be happy and find fulfillment. And most recently I heard a story about a woman who had the idea while she was emptying the dishwasher that she had this feeling that she wasn't at home and had never really made herself at home. And it came up for her while she was emptying the dishwasher. And she went on to, I think, explore and do a lot of research on what makes people feel at home in their own home, and came up with a set of recommendations about decor and probably fragrance and this and that and the other. And I thought to myself, having not read anything about this, why don't you just finish emptying the dishwasher?
Yeah.
Just finish that. Isn't that enough to make you feel good? It feels good to me. And if you don't carry into the dishwasher more dirty plates and, in other words, this resentment and this devaluation that this is somehow so demeaning and that you don't have time for it. You see what we do? We shortchange ourselves. Nothing in life takes very long.
Yeah.
Because it's over like this.
Right. Unless we think about the more dishes that are coming and the never-ending cycle and get all caught up in that, and then
we create this whole argument that keeps us stuck. And one of the arguments, is it's not worth it because I'll just have to do it again.
Right.
And I often hear that, and I'm thinking, I'm so glad the sun doesn't feel like that.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to come up today because I'm just going to have to come up again tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the gift of life.
Yeah.
That we have it, and that we're going to have it, and the ritual and routine in it, instead of demeaning and demoralizing us, uplifts us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I can't find satisfaction, and it's really a satisfaction, in just emptying the dishwasher this morning, or just making pancakes, or maybe it's writing a book, or maybe it's going on a trip. Doesn't matter what it is. I had better know how to be satisfied, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah. That idea of the sun made me think of how my children have taught me too, and I always was I'm still astounded at the smiles that they wake up with every day, because every day is new and fresh, and they think,
yes, isn't it?
they think emptying the dishwasher is great fun. Because
Everything's fun.
Yeah.
It's all play. It's all play. Yeah. And of course that changes.
Right.
But yeah, and then we look at them as if there's something wrong with them, or maybe even we trivialize it by saying that they're just children. But the truth is they carry nothing forward. They've carried nothing forward from yesterday or the day before, the day before, the day before, like we have. And sometimes this sense of, we have this notion that our lives are supposed to be about something, and that we're supposed to accomplish something. And maybe we even revise that and come up with a new mission statement, a new set of goals, a new bucket list. And that's what's going to make our life have meaning. And then we lose that list, we start another one. And in the meantime, the sun has crossed the sky 1 billion times. Our children have grown up. And it's just us right smack dab where we started out. And we have another chance to do it differently.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom with me and with everybody watching today. It truly has been an enormous pleasure for me to take this time and to be truly right here with you in this moment.
Yes. Yeah, my honor, my deep, deep honor. Thank you so much.
Can you share with people where they could find more of you online? And I'll share links as well.
Sure. Well, I have a website, KarenMazenMiller.com, and you can find my books on Amazon. And you can go to Kelly's house, and she probably has some, unless she's given them away. And I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hard to find.
No, you're not. And I will encourage everybody to do so. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And I will see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Yes, I hope so too. Take good care of yourself.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.